Clan Generator, here with Jet Clan. And if you haven't already, please subscribe because it's free and it helps out a ton. And now let's get into it. Let's first start doing our patrols. Logwhisker will go out with his mate Grousejoy on our herb gathering patrol. Logwhisker heads out, leading a patrol of medicine cats to go find the buds of New Leaf. The ground is slippery and damp. As Logwhisker falls, Grousejoy catches them. It's a nice reminder that the responsibility of looking after the clan is shared one, and the rescue also makes Logwhisker shiver pleasantly. Moss was gathered. Okay, now Sunnybush would go out with Jadefeather on a hunting patrol. The patrol looks around for something to disguise their scent while hunting. A Stinky Bush will do. The plan works and their hunt goes well. Goldsap would go with their apprentice Snippaw. And last time we had the return of Goldsap. Goldsap suggests this might be a good chance to practice new fighting techniques with Snippaw. Both cats have a nice practice session, both swapping their best tips and tricks with each other. Scratchdam would go out with Bumble Lilac on a hunting patrol. The smell of food lures Bumble Lilac into what looks like a tunnel between some bushes. Bumble Lilac is caught in a trap, hidden in the bushes. There's nothing the patrol is able to do to help them, and Bumble Lilac is taken by two legs shortly after. Bumble Lilac has been lost. Meow. Olive Pad would go out with their sibling Bornip on a hunting patrol. As the patrol is checking the border lines, they hear an odd sound coming from a nearby bush. Olive Pad drops down into a hunting crouch, certain that a mouse must be the source of the noise. They find themselves to be correct when they pounce into the bush and return to the patrol with a tasty morsel dangling from their mouth. Rapid Holly and Huron Patch will be our final patrol for the day. Huron Patch spies a fat rabbit on the other side of Pounce Clan border. A tempting opportunity to be sure, but it may not be wise to hunt on a different clan's territory. Huron Patch pounces without hesitation. They glance around, rabbit hanging from their muzzle, and it seems there aren't any Pounce Clan cats nearby. Huron Patch trots back over the border, their prize in tow and transgression unnoticed. In time to skip a moon. Rain Acorn finds a rogue named Moon, who joins the clan. The rogue decides to take on a more clan-like name and is now called Moonfeather. Flightfeather's broken bone is healed. Goldsap has gotten a stomachache. Olive Pad has gotten a running nose. Bornip has gotten a stomachache. Lilacfoot's brain is feeling much better. And now, I'm just gonna see relationships real quick. I don't know why I started there. Okay, let's actually start at the beginning. Starting with... Oh wait, Rain Acorn shouldn't be a mediator anymore. She should be an elder now. Anyways, let's go to relationships. Oh, she really likes Logwhisker. Great. Man, we have a lot of cats in this clan. Oh yeah, now she's at the back of the line because she's an elder. Now it's starting with Sunnybush, which I should really switch to a mediator. Jadefeather should be a mediator. And now I can finally start up the relationships check. Okay, finally. Took it long enough. Oh, Olive Pad kind of likes Lilacfoot. Let's switch it over. Okay, I'll do some mediating. And now it's time for some mediating. Oh gosh. Let's mediate. And now time for our patrols. Flightfeather would go out with Logwhisker on a herb gathering patrol. Log Whisker goes out with a warrior escort, both for safety as they look for new leaves, fresh buds, and for carrying capacity should they find anything. Surprisingly, Flight Feather actually starts up a conversation with them about the herbs they're looking for. Log Whisker launches into the usual spiel, but even more astonishingly, Flight Feather is actually interested, and it makes their heart feel lighter, getting to share their knowledge and skills with someone who respects them. Mallow and Raspberry were gathered. And Grousejoy, I guess she would just go out with Scratch them, because why not? During a patrol for herbs, Grousejoy notices that Scratch them seems more quiet than usual. When prompted, Scratch them slowly asks if Grousejoy could teach them more about the nature of StarClan. Grousejoy eventually relents and begins teaching Scratch them more about StarClan and the nature of prophecies. Expecting boredom, Grousejoy is shocked when they see wonder in Scratch them's face. The two spend the rest of the patrol pondering the nature of their ancestors together. Dandelion and Goldenrod were gathered. Time for Goldsap to go out with his apprentice Snippaw on a training patrol. Goldsap suggests this might be a good chance to practice new hunting techniques with Snippaw. I guess Goldsap kind of learned new techniques along his, before his return. Both cats have a nice practice session, with Snippaw soaking up all Goldsap's best tips and tricks. Okay. Oh yeah, Moonfeather is back. And no, Moonfeather is now one of our patrol members. Mornip would go out with Moonfeather. Your patrol encounters a clearing where a lot of two legs linger. They continue hunting undetected. Olive Pad, Lilacfoot, training. Olive Pad suggests this might be a good chance to practice new hunting techniques with Lilacfoot. Unfortunately, neither cat steps up to teach. It makes everything feel awkward and a waste of time, and the cats give up and return to camp a little irritated. Here on Patch and Rapid Holly for our last patrol on a hunting patrol, something skitters across the leaf litter, catching the patrol's eyes. A little lizard. Huron Patch pounces on the little creature and carries the nice mouthful home. Now time to skip one moon. Births and deaths. Rumors reach your clan that the exiled Gorge Bramble has died recently. Pebblestar is shared. Oh yeah. I just don't really do. I don't really do relationships because it takes a really long time. So I usually just skip that. Anyways, time for mediating. Olive Pad. Lilacfoot. Okay. Respect increased. Comfort increased. Trust increased. Romantic interest increased. Platonic like increased. Jealousy decreased. Dislike decreased. Now time for patrols. Lightfeather would go out with Log Whisker, the medicine cat. Log Whisker goes out with a warrior escort, both for safety as they look to take the advantage of green leaf growing season, and for carrying capacity should they find anything. Surprisingly, Flight Feather actually starts up a conversation with them about the herbs they're looking for. Log Whisker launches into the usual spiel, but even more astonishingly, Flight Feather is actually interested, and it makes their heart feel lighter getting to share their knowledge and skills with someone who respects them. Ragwort and Catmint were gathered. Grousejoy would go out with the new warrior Moonfeather on a herb gathering patrol. As Grousejoy pads through Jet Clan territory with their entourage, they feel a presence join them. Grousejoy softly alerts the rest of the patrol of their visitor. With respectful nods, the patrol pauses, tucks their paws together neatly, and sits to converse with the StarClan cat. Marigold and Horsetail were gathered. Goldsap and Snippaw on a training patrol. While out training together, Snippaw starts an argument with Goldsap about the technique they're working on. With a deep sigh, Goldsap holds back their temper instead sits down to explain their reasoning to the young cats. They can see why Snippaw thinks differently, but practicing this way will help Snippaw build muscle better than taking the cheap way out. Snippaw also sighs, apologizing for their outburst. Scratchdem, Bornip, hunting. Your patrol encounters a clearing where a lot of two-legs linger. A two-leg spots Scratchdem and crouches down, clicking softly. Scratchdem hisses and flees. Olive Pad, Lilacfoot, training. Olive Pad suggests this might be a good chance to practice new hunting techniques with Lilacfoot. Both cats have a nice practice session, swapping their best tips and tricks with each other. And last patrol, Rabbit Holly and Huron Patch on a hunting. When the patrol notices a commotion and finds two squirrels chasing each other across the floor. The patrol decides there's probably easier prey to find somewhere else. Time to skip one moon. Jade Feather has gotten a stomach ache. Olive Pad's running nose has finally stopped running. Rabbit Holly no longer has a stomach ache. Okay. Time for the mediating. Sunnybush. It's time to mediate. Mediating. Okay. Just gonna check. I just wanted to check relationships one last time. Okay. Huron Patch likes Rabbit Holly. Oh yeah. Wait, Huron Patch is not related to Rabbit Holly? Okay, I never knew that. Okay. So we also have some other things that we have to mediate. Oh wait. Oh yeah, Jade Feather is the other mediator. And time to mediate. Okay. Now time for the patrols. Flight Feather would go with the medicine cat Log Whisker. Log Whisker goes out with a warrior escort, both for safety as they look to take the advantage of green leaf growing season, and for carrying capacity should they find anything. Surprisingly, Flight Feather actually starts up a conversation with them about the herbs they're looking for. Log Whisker launches into the usual spiel, but even more astonishingly, Flight Feather is actually interested, and it makes their heart feel lighter getting to share their knowledge and skills with someone who respects them. Tansy was gathered. Grousejoy would go out with Scratchdem. Grousejoy needs to go and gather some burdock root. They take along what warriors they could find around camp to help gather and carry the roots back. The burdock plants are plentiful in the area that Grousejoy chose. They'll have a good supply to last a while. Burdock was gathered. Goldsap would go out with their apprentice, Snippaw, on a training patrol. The patrol want to hold a training session for Snippaw. They decide to focus on tree climbing. Snippaw listens carefully as the proper techniques of tree climbing are explained. Moonfeather would go out with Bornip on the hunting patrol. Your patrol comes across a squirrel. It's engrossed in nibbling a morsel beneath a tree. Stealthily, Bornip stalks forward. The squirrel has no idea what's coming as the cat pounces on it and breaks its neck. Bornip sends a silent thanks to Starkland for this prey. Olive Pad would go out with Lilacfoot on a training patrol. Olive Pad suggests this might be a good chance to practice new fighting techniques with Lilacfoot. Lilacfoot takes Olive Pad down with a fantastic pounce, and Olive Pad hits the ground with an audible gasp, shocked and impressed. And last patrol of the day, we'll do a training patrol. Rabbit Holly gets taken aside by Huron Patch and as they ask why they feel like StarClan ignores them. Rabbit Holly tells Huron Patch that they should be glad to escape StarClan's attention, and Huron Patch pads away, disappointed. Okay. Moving on. Miscellaneous. Olive Pad confessed her feelings to Lilacfoot and they become mates. Jade Feather is glad that their stomach ache is finally gone. Arch Splash is healed from their head damage. Arch Splash. Let's check his relationships. Okay. Moving on with today. Time for mediating. Oh yeah, Sunny Bush. Start with Sunny Bush. Yeah. Okay. And now for Jade Feather to go and mediate. And Jade Feather's mediated. And now I'm just gonna check real quick for, Pebble Star, it's time to retire. Okay. Pebble Star has to retire? Well, it was very early. And now, oh yeah, Log Whisker also has to retire. Man, we're getting a lot of people who need to retire. A lot of cats. And then Grousejoy is the... Okay, so we need a new leader. Pebble Shadow, I think, would take would want Flight Feather to become the leader of the clan. So, Flight Star is now the leader of the clan. I guess Grousejoy would stay in the Medicine Cat as Medicine Cat because she wants to keep these memories for a little bit longer. And now we have to look for a new deputy. Who would be our new deputy? Oh wait, who are Flight Star's kits? Snippaw. Okay, so Snippaw would be the new deputy as soon as she graduates. So now Goldsap is mentoring the cat that's gonna be the new deputy. Okay. Moving on with today. Flight Star would go out with the Medicine Cat Grousejoy, talking about who should be their new deputy. Grousejoy is on a mission to find Lungwort now that Greenleaf is here. As only the reliable cure for yellow cough, they're determined that JetClan won't run out of it. They take along the warrior escort to help. The cats search until their paw pads are sore and their muscles are exhausted, but they just can't find Lungwort anywhere. Grousejoy returns to camp disappointed, but determined to try again. It's simply too important to not keep a good supply of. Flight Star got sore. Goldsap would go out with their apprentice Snippaw on a training patrol. The pair find a nice spot to sun themselves. Goldsap smiles, inviting Snippaw to sit down. The apprentice is a little stiff at first, unsure how to act in front of the warrior, but that's actually what Goldsap wants to work on here. JetClan contains cats of all ages, skills, and talents. It's important to work on being comfortable with everyone, just as important as working on respecting them. They're all JetClan after all. You know what? Goldsap is a very good teacher. He's teaching the steps of being a warrior one by one. So I think I'd say Snippaw would at least graduate to being a warrior tomorrow. Scratchstem, Moonfeather, hunting. Boldly, eyes daring Scratchstem to say no. Moonfeather suggests hunting by the two-legged ends. They're interrupted by Two Legs wandering through the woods a couple times, but it's a successful hunt. Olivepad would go out with their mate Lilacfoot on a hunting patrol. As Lilacfoot tears through the forest with Olivepad stretching their legs on a run, they spot a movement out of the corner of their eye. With a huge leap, Lilacfoot darts sideways and pulls back a blackbird out of the air. Olivepad trots over to congratulate them on the fantastic catch, purring. Bornip, Arch Splash on a hunting patrol. Your patrol comes across the bird that's occupied at scratching at the ground for insects. Your patrol catches the scent of a mouse nearby. Your patrol narrowly misses the mouse. And I think I should end it off here today. If you really like JetClan, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.